In the quiet village of Odudu, tales of an ancient mask linger like smoke in the air. The elders speak of a mask crafted from wood that has touched the spirit world, a mask that bridges the divide between the living and the dead. It once belonged to Mama Ifun, a spiritual warrior of great renown. Since her passing, the mask has remained hidden until now. Abeni, a young woman with a quiet demeanor, her eyes fixed on a wooden chest before her. The dim light from an oil lamp casts dancing shadows on the mud walls. She opens the chest slowly, revealing the Mask of Dusk. It is darker than she remembered, the wood almost black, with intricate carvings that seem to move as if alive. Her heart pounds as she reaches for the mask. It had belonged to her grandmother, Mama Ifun, who had always kept it hidden, wearing it only during secretive rituals. The villagers had whispered of its power, its connection to the spirit world, but no one, not even Abeni, knew the truth. Abeni takes a deep breath, feeling the pull of the mask. It feels almost as if it is calling to her, urging her to wear it. She lifts it slowly, hesitates for a moment, and then puts it on. The moment the mask touches her face, a shiver runs down her spine. The air grows cold and a low hum fills her ears. Her vision blurs and the world around her fades away. She is no longer in her hut, but standing in a vast twilight realm. The sky is a deep swirling purple, and the ground beneath her feels soft, almost like ash. Abeni looks around, disoriented. She finds herself in a strange forest, where tall, twisted trees reach out with branches like skeletal fingers. Glowing orbs hang from the branches, pulsating softly like beating hearts. Where am I? She whispers, her breath quickening. A rustling sound comes from behind her, and she turns quickly. A tall, slender figure with glowing eyes emerges from the shadows. Its skin is dark, almost blending with the night, and it wears a long robe that flows like water. You wear the Mask of Dusk, the figure says in a deep, resonant voice. You are where you are meant to be, Abeni. She takes a step back, fear gripping her heart. Who are you? And how do you know my name? I am Oniwa, the figure replies, a guide of the spirit world. The mask chose you because it knew you were ready to uncover the truth hidden in the shadows. Abeni feels a mix of fear and curiosity. She remembers her grandmother's stories of spirits, deities, and the mysteries of the other world. Why was the mask given to me? She asks, her voice barely above a whisper. Oniwa gazes deeply into her eyes. Because you are the bridge, the one who must decide what remains hidden and what is brought to light. Oniwa fades into the mist, and Abeni is left alone. The drum beats in the distance grow louder, their rhythm slow and hypnotic, and she knows she must find her way. Determined to find answers, Abeni begins to walk through the forest. The ground beneath her shifts and moves, almost as if it is alive. Her senses are heightened. She hears faint whispers around her, voices speaking in languages she cannot understand. She arrives at a small clearing where a single tree stands. The tree's bark is dark and cracked, its branches bare except for a single glowing fruit hanging from the highest branch. She reaches for the fruit, but the tree seems to stretch higher, pulling it out of her reach. A soft voice breaks the silence. You seek the fruit of knowledge, but you must first answer the tree's question. Abeni turns to see an old woman standing nearby. Her face is lined with age, but her eyes are sharp and clear. It is Anaye, the village storyteller, looking somehow younger and older all at once. Every tree has a question, child, Anaye says with a gentle smile. The tree will not give its fruit to those who do not know the answer. Frustration surges within Abeni. She has come so far, faced so much fear, and now a riddle stands in her way. What is the tree's question? She asks. Anaye points to the tree. The tree asks, what binds the living to the dead? Abeni closes her eyes, thinking of her grandmother's teachings and the stories of her ancestors. She takes a deep breath and whispers, memory. Memory binds the living to the dead. The tree shudders, its branches shaking, and the glowing fruit falls into her hands. As she holds it, a warmth spreads through her body. She hears a soft, familiar voice in her mind. Abeni, my child, you have done well, but there is more to learn, the voice of Mama Ifun whispers. Tears fill Abeni's eyes. She has not heard her grandmother's voice since her death. She looks up, but Anaye is gone, and the clearing is empty. The drum beats grow louder, more insistent. She knows she must continue. She walks deeper into the forest, the shadows growing darker around her. The mask pulls her, guiding her towards something important. She reaches a river, its waters black as ink, reflecting only darkness. On the far bank stands a tall, imposing figure cloaked in shadow. Who are you? She calls out. I am Adagbodo, the keeper of forgotten truths, the figure replies, his voice rumbling like distant thunder. The name sends a chill down her spine. She remembers it from her grandmother's stories, the old tales that spoke of secrets and lost souls. The mask has brought you here because you must choose, Adagbodo says. Will you release the spirit bound to the mask, or will you seal it forever? Abeni's heart pounds. She doesn't know what to do. She feels the weight of the mask pressing against her skin, its energy coursing through her. What spirit? She asks. Why was it bound? A spirit of great power, Adagbodo replies. A spirit wronged and imprisoned. It has waited for release, and now it waits for your decision. Abeni closes her eyes, taking a deep breath. She thinks of her grandmother, of the stories she told and the lessons she taught. She knows she must be brave and trust her instincts. I choose to release it, she says firmly. The air grows colder and the ground trembles beneath her feet. The river begins to churn, and a figure emerges from the darkness. It is a spirit, tall and imposing, with eyes that glow like embers. Thank you, Abeni, for freeing me, the spirit says in a deep, resonant voice. But then its voice changes, growing darker, more menacing. But now you must prove your worth, for I am not easily satisfied. The spirit begins to grow, its form shifting and changing, becoming more monstrous. Abeni feels a surge of fear but stands her ground, remembering the lessons her grandmother taught her. I am not afraid, she declares. I have faced the shadows and I will face you too. The spirit lunges at her. But Abeni is quick. She remembers the words of power and protection that her grandmother taught her. She speaks them aloud, her voice strong and clear. Spirit of the shadows, spirit of the night, I command you to return to the light. The spirit recoils, its form flickering and fading. It howls in anger, but it cannot touch her. Abeni feels a surge of energy, the power of the mask, and knows that she has won. Abeni nods, feeling a sense of peace and fulfillment. Though she knows her journey is not over, she feels stronger, more confident, ready for whatever comes next. As the spirit world begins to fade, Abeni hears her grandmother's voice once more. Remember, Abeni, the mask is a tool, a guide. Use it wisely and always trust your heart. And so, Abeni, the bearer of the Mask of Dusk, chose light over darkness, courage over fear. In doing so, she showed us all that the greatest battles are fought within. We are all bridges between worlds, if only we have the courage to cross.